Is Tekken 8 still worth it? And should you buy it? Yes. The answer is yes. Okay, have a good day, guys. Like and subscribe. Peace. Okay, no, but seriously. Overall, it's going to come down to your own personal opinion. And to help you decide, I've come up with a pros and cons list covering everything I think is important when you're deciding whether or not you want to drop the money to buy the game. So here we go. First up on the list, it's Tekken. And so if you've played any other Tekken, like I have, I came in at Tekken 6 and then bought Tag Tournament 2, and I played the hell out of Tag 2. I skipped right over 7, and until 8, it was my favorite Tekken ever released. So if you've ever played a previous Tekken and you've had fun playing it and you were considering Tekken 8, then yeah, you'll probably like it too. I mean, it's an improvement all around, like in pretty much every aspect. There are 32 base characters, which is pretty standard for a fighter, with 3 new characters to Tekken 8, being Asazina, Victor, and Reina. Another pro is the new heat system, which is actually pretty cool. So the heat system is it's this little blue bar right underneath your health bar. When you activate heat for the duration of that bar, you do chip damage and get a heat smash to just bam, bam, boom, destroy someone's asshole. And that's pretty much it. That's what it's for. You turn it on, you do some chip damage, and you heat smash. Next on the list is the graphics. Holy hell, are you seeing this? It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, besides myself.
So that was a f***ing lie.
But seriously, graphically, it's gorgeous. Another pro is you definitely get your money's worth in playtime through offline content and online content. But if you want to be strictly offline, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. You have the main story, the arcade quest, which is this sort of another story mode kinda. It just uses these little me-like characters, or like Xbox Avatar maybe, if you're more familiar with those. But there's also the Tekken Fight Lounge, which uses these avatars too, but it's more of an online setting. And then ghost battles from previous Tekkens are still here. They have this new system where the game literally tracks how you play the game and will record it onto a ghost for each character. And honestly, it does use some of the same moves you use, but overall, the ghosts don't really adapt. So realistically, they're still computers, even if they're ghosts. But you can also download your friends' ghosts and fight them and see how they play. And then if you play Tekken 7 or Tekken Ball, that's back, if that's your thing. And then each character in the game has their own individual story. It's more like a little arcade progression. I think you do like 5 fights and then there's a cutscene for that character, but it's still something extra to do. And then obviously with online play, you have ranked, quick play, and private matches. And for the brand new players, Tekken 8 has what's called special mode, which it simplifies your controls and will do commands for you that would normally be more complicated. But it's a general way to just play the game for fun. And you could turn this mode on and off mid-match. So like if you just wanted to use the default controls, you could just flick it right off and bam, you're playing as everybody else is. But it just helps with the high learning curve that comes with the game. And then you have the customization, which this customization is actually pretty decent. It's got a lot of good stuff in there and a lot of creativity goes into it. Like you should see some of the outfits out here. They kind of get wild. But if you're like me and you played Soul Calibur 6 and use their customization, it'll kind of seem lackluster in comparison to that. Like I always kind of rag on Tekken's customization, but it really is good. It's just not as good if you ask me. And lastly, Tekken 8 is newer and it's a live service game, so it's going to be updated and patched, and they've got an entire roadmap planned out already. You can check out my season 1 roadmap video to see everything that's involved with that. But yeah, like DLC characters and all that good stuff. So they're going to keep up with the game. You don't have to worry about them just dropping the game and it dying out and then a new one coming out. And now we get to the cons. The first and foremost con that everybody notices, this is a $70 game. If you really think about it, the cost of making the game has gone up over the years. So of course the cost of the game itself is going to go up. So this really isn't a surprise. One of the biggest cons for me is lately Tekken 8's updates have been all about money. Oh my God, the freaking microtransactions. It's just Tekken Shop and a battle pass with the worst rewards I've ever seen. Although, if you drop the money to get enough coins to buy the battle pass, it does pay you back that amount of coins. So technically it's free, sort of, but it just, the ball. Come on, the ball? This mohawk is like one of the last rewards for fucking real? Whatever. We're over it, I guess. It is what it is. Another big issue is the DLC season pass is $40. You may think, oh, I'll just get around it and not buy it. That's fine. But here's the problem. Let's say you get into the game and you don't necessarily want to play these characters, but maybe you fought a couple of them online and you said, I wonder how that happened. I should go and practice that character. You know, I'm not actually playing the character. I'm just going to go practice with them to learn how to combat them. Nope. $40. They are locked behind a paywall. If I'm not mistaken, you can't even view replay data of them unless you spend the $40 for the season pass. So there's that. Money, money, money. Another con that I'm bringing up again that's also a con is the heat system. Whereas some people love it, some people absolutely hate it. I think this is primarily like a lot of Tekken 7 people. They just think it's sort of like a get out of jail free card or like a panic button for either newer players or just players that aren't that good. They can kind of use it for free damage. But I mean, if you're actually decent at the game, a single use of heat and heat smash or whichever is not going to make or break the fight. Like if you're better than your opponent, you will typically still win with or without the difference of heat. You know, like, I don't know. I think it's a cool system. It adds layers. It's like once the heat is used up, you're locked out of those moves for the round. And then the heat smashers just have really cool animations that I fuck with, but some people see it as a negative, so I'll drop it in the cons. Another con that would primarily hurt new players is the learning curve. Yes, they have special mode to kind of combat this, and the game can be simple if you want it to be. I mean, you could just do simple moves and simple tricks and gimmicks, but like if you really get into the game or play online a lot, you're gonna notice like a drop off eventually where you kind of have to learn the game. It's fun for if you want to play the game, you'll enjoy it, but it does have a learning curve to it, and the mechanics can get complex at times. The final con is if you play this game a lot and online, primarily in ranked, you will get upset. Oh my god, it is so rage inducing. Holy hell. I've only ever been so mad at like a handful of games, and this one is way worse. Like this one is so much more rage inducing than like Call of Duty or anything else. If you're a person that gets mad at like Souls games, nah, you ain't seen nothing yet. Just Tekken will get you so tilted you will want to break your TV. And I don't think anybody's gone through Tekken ranked and achieved any kind of goal and was like, oh no, I didn't get mad once along the way. That didn't happen. Except me, because I'm built different.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
And that's everything. Those are my pros and cons for the current state of Tekken 8 version 1.04. And is it worth buying? I would still say yes if you like these kind of games. Like, it is one of the best. I think on Steam it's still the most played right now of all the fighting games over Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6. It's played for a reason as much as it is. And is it still worth it for me personally? Like, am I happy with my purchase? Oh, definitely. I've always loved the game and the genre. So even though they've been bombarding us with microtransactions, I still think the game is in a decent place and it's only going to improve, especially with this roadmap we have now. And that's everything. Like and subscribe. Maybe let me know how you feel about the game in the comments. If you think it's still worth it, or if it was a terrible, terrible buy and you regret every penny.